everyone, and welcome to today's episode on the Fashion Fables podcast. Today, I am welcoming Olivia, Stockholm based fashion and lifestyle blogger. Thank you for being here today, Olivia.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel honored.
So let's get started. If you could begin by telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Of course. So I'm a 22-year-old full-time student. I live in Stockholm, which is the capital of Sweden. I study a bachelor in marketing communication at Stockholm University, which is super fun, and I'm really enjoying it. And in school, I'm also involved in one of our associations, where I'm the vice chair of one of our committees, which is also super fun. And now that Corona is kind of like over in Sweden, it's so fun to host events and go to parties and that. And besides that, I work extra at a fashion store. And just a month ago, I began a marketing internship, which is really a really good experience since it's the same what I'm studying. So I would definitely say that this fall, I got a lot on my plate.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I also have a marketing internship. I'm a college student too, and that's so funny. I'm majoring in communications too, broadcast journalism. So,
Oh,
yeah,
wow. That's so cool.
so similar. So what inspired you to create your personal blog, and how do you market your fashion through your platform?
So in February this year, I made my profile open. It was like a closed one before, but when I got accepted or like got into the bachelor program in marketing, I thought like I'm just gonna try and see how I can like incorporate the marketing tools I learned in school on Instagram and see how it works and just try it out. And also, I follow a lot of fashion bloggers, and I just felt like it looks so much fun, and I always wanted to try it out. So I thought it was a great way to just open it up and see what's going to happen. And in the beginning, when I opened it up, the fashion pics I posted was quite subtle, and nothing wrong with that. But as like all of my followers were just family and friends, I guess I felt quite nervous about what they were going to think. But as I grew my following to more than people I knew in real life and received much positive feedback, I got more confident to post more outfits and actually take more photos out in town. Um, so the way I market my fashion is mostly through posts and like outfits on story. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know. It can be scary because you're like worried about what other people think, especially because I don't know, you feel like your family and friends are gonna, I don't know, say something. But I think that if it's something that you enjoy doing, then it's good to take the risk because like for you, like your following has grown and stuff like that. And now you feel like people are looking forward to what you're posting and stuff like that. So it's become probably like a really nice community of people that you feel like you can connect to and that are similar. And I think that's an amazing part of having an Instagram platform.
Definitely. I think it's so fun because when I got the positive feedback, I just felt like, wow, this is like people actually like what I post, and you get so happy and like it's so fun when people like comment and like because I haven't been like really like it just felt really good, and I just got really inspired to just do more. And like when I'm out on town and you kind of feel like people are looking in that, I just feel like you're never going to see these people again. Why should you care why they that they see you? And no one really cares at all. Like if I see people taking pictures out on town, it's not like I'm like, oh, they're so weird. It's like, okay, you do you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that sometimes like we think people care more than they actually do because like
Yeah,
everyone's doing their own thing and no one really, you know what I mean? Like someone might
yeah.
look at you, but they're not like, what is she doing? Like, it's more
Yeah,
like whatever. And like, yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Um,
People don't care. They're too focused on their own lives.
yeah, exactly. So what are some of your favorite fashion styles and outfits to wear?
Uh, I wouldn't say I just have like one like fashion style. I
Yeah.
It all depends on the mood that I'm in for the day, or like how I feel my hair is that day. But as I have like a very tight schedule, I like to have wear outfits that I can wear like at work or school, and as well as going out after. And that's mostly kind of like basic styles, or not like basic, but like a pair of straight trousers, an oversized shirt, or like a black dress with knee boots. So that's definitely like a to go outfit. But I also love to like incorporate a pop of color, and when I feel like it, like stand out with like a funky shirt or fully patterned outfit. And I think it's really fun to like experiment with the layers and colors and mixing items that I haven't done before to create new outfits. And one thing that I do, it my tip, one thing that I do always try to do is like when I'm wearing something I really liked or thought looked cool, I always take a picture. Nothing like too fancy or like Instagram material, but like
Yeah.
something that you can remember it by. So I have like a folder in my photo app on my iPhone where I just put all of those pictures. And when I have a day when I feel out of inspiration, I just go there and browse, and it's super effective. And I think it's really good. It has helped me for sure.
Oh, that's actually a really good tip because sometimes, like, me too, I'm like, I don't know what to wear, but I have so many clothes
Yeah.
in my closet, and I'm like, well, there has to be something. So I think
Yeah.
I I think I like looking back on my pictures too, but I also think that Pinterest is like a really good way to find inspiration, and I'm always on Pinterest. Like, I don't know, I find things that I like, and then I get inspired by that and like make it my own with what I have in my closet. So I think that's also another good way to like kind of be inspired with outfits.
Definitely. And also like saving posts from Instagram. Because
Yeah.
I think if you save it in a folder, they will like give you suggestions on like similar posts. So
Hmm.
that it's kind of like Pinterest, but not the same. But it's also a great way to like get inspired and find new people and fashion bloggers and
Yeah,
such.
for sure. So if you can talk a little bit about fashion in Sweden, because maybe some of my listeners aren't really too familiar. And so like what type of vibe do most people go for with their clothing and just how they dress overall?
I would say that most Swedes are quite down to earth with their fashion and don't like to go crazy and stand out. But that's like Swedes in a nutshell. They're like this with everything. And we have a Swedish word which is called lagom. And it can't really be translated exactly, but it kind of means like not too much or not too little, like in the middle, just enough. And I think that many Swedes' outfits are in the middle, lagom. Um, but I would say, since I live in Stockholm, I would say that people are a bit on the dressed up preppy side. Many people work in like an office, or even though they work like at a like H&M or something, they're still preppy and dressed up. Uh, but not too many people wear like colors or nothing like that. So I would say quite basic.
Okay, so more like the neutral colors and like just
Yeah.
classy and elegant. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, so I'm from the United States, but I feel like my fashion style is more similar to European rather
Mm,
than like here because I like color, but like not really like all the time. Like mostly my closet is full of like neutrals, like beige, black, white, like blush pink, like brown. So um, I just thought it was so interesting because I know that like all over the world, people kind of have different ways of dressing, and so I just want to kind of learn more about that.
yeah, of course. It was so fun. I was at a football game like earlier this week, and I wore like really bright pink
Mhm.
do you call it beret, or like a yeah, like a hat.
Yeah.
And I kind of wore it for like convenience because it's a lot of people there, and since everyone wear like black hats or like black outfits, I really popped. So when my friends were gonna find me, they saw me right away. I'm like, okay, you're over there, great.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that's so yeah, I love pink, so I would do that too.
Yeah.
So do you prefer shopping at boutiques or in like a larger, like more common department store?
I actually haven't had a lot of time for shopping lately due to school and all of that. But when I do, it's much shopping is done online, which is kind of boring. But then I often go to like Sarah or Aces. But when I do get some time to spare, I really like to go shopping, secondhand shopping. We have quite a few good ones in Stockholm, and a few of them have like really really nice and fresh and good brands and that, so I think that's really fun. uh, but also I feel like there aren't that many smaller boutiques in Stockholm, and that might be because I live there and just quite blind to it.
Yeah.
But I was in Copenhagen yesterday, and they I feel like they have so much more boutiques, and it was so fun to just go browsing through them, even though I didn't buy anything. It's like it's a nice vibe to go and browse and just enjoy, because they're often really pretty too. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that sometimes, like, when you're from an area and someone asks me, "Oh, where do you go shop?" I like have no idea because like I'm always like looking for other places because like it starts to get like the same thing. And so I like to go to stores where I feel like there's like unique items and stuff like that. And sometimes like online is the only place where you find something, you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like, oh, like everything looks like the same and like whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're wearing something, you're like your friend has the same thing on and you're like, "Wait."
Yeah.
So, I like to shop
Yeah.
other places too.
Yeah.
So, how do you plan your content, for Instagram, and is there a specific aesthetic you like to stick with, in your feed, or it's kinda just whatever you like, or how do you do it?
Well, generally in life, I'm a big planner and love to like plan and such. But when it comes to Instagram, I'm actually not at all. I'm really bad at it. I just take photos when I feel like, oh, this is a pretty spot or this is a good outfit, and just post it later that day or like the day after that. However, at my internship, since I'm doing the marketing stuff, I have to learn how to plan. So I guess I will start to incorporate the planning part into my own Instagram account, because sometimes it can get kind of stressful when you really feel like you want to post something, but you have nothing to post. So you have to like go back ages and find something on your camera roll.
Yeah.
So that is definitely one part I think I will have to get better at. And regarding the aesthetics of my photos and feed, like you said, I just post like what I feel is pretty or what makes me happy, and often that is quite like bright and vibrant photos. So nothing like I know people like to post like filler pics, and there's nothing wrong with that, but
Yeah.
like I don't want to post like a picture of just a share and just like I want to I like to post
Yeah.
pictures like food and such, and I think that's more fun to look at as well. And feed isn't like feed shouldn't matter. Like post what you want to do.
Yeah, I agree, and sometimes it's more stressful when you feel like you have to plan rather than just being like, "Oh, I took a cute picture today, so I'm gonna post it." You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's like ooh, I agree with, like, the filler pictures because it's like it almost feels, like, forced sometimes. You're just posting because you wanna post something, like, and you don't really have anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then sometimes, like, the accounts will turn off, like, their likes and comments and just post the picture. And I'm like,
I
"Okay."
no. I think that's kind of like
Yeah.
because I of course it's like a pressure that you want to have a great feed, but like no one really cares. And like when you go onto the big fashion and bloggers account, their feed, it's rarely, I personally rarely think that they're pretty. Like
Mhm.
some people have, of course, like aesthetically pleasing feeds, but I like we have a big blogger in Sweden, and I don't really think her feed is pretty. It's just like she posts pictures that she want to post, and I think that's so much more fun and genuine to look at as a follower, and not just like a picture of a I don't know like a chair or a lamp or something. Uh,
Or like a flower or something like
yeah.
that. That's so
Like,
funny.
okay, well.
Yeah, I agree. And then what are some ways you remain the best version of yourself and how might you kind of inspire others?
I think that the best way of remaining the best version of yourself is to put yourself first, not like in a selfish way, but like you don't care about anyone else, but
Yeah.
like in a way that makes you feel good. And I know it's a bit of a cliche, but life is too short to please others. And one thing that I really have been working on is hanging around people that doesn't uh like take all my energy, because I've had a few friends, or they're not friends, but they just take my energy, and I don't really feel like I have time for that, or like the energy to like handle them. And so that's one thing that I think is really important, to like let them go or just cut loose, because you will be so much better without them. And it's really hard when you're not, because you think back to all the good times you had with them, but in the long run you're going to feel so much better without them. um and also like do what makes you feel good, and post whatever makes you feel good. And if you follow accounts on Instagram that maybe make you feel insecure, just unfollow them. I know I have actually blocked a few accounts that's quite big, and I always get them on my explore page, and I just block them because they made me feel bad. So definitely that. um and by inspiring, I feel like Instagram is a great way to inspire, because, as you said, it's so easy to connect with people, and it's super fun. And also, like, to stepping out of your comfort zone is a great way. Because I know this for me, I haven't been on a podcast before. And also, since it's in another language, I was quite nervous, but I think it's so fun to just step out of it, and because you will grow as a person, and it's super fun. So just be kind to yourself, because like the person you're stuck with for the rest of your life is yourself. So might as well be good to yourself.
Yes, that was great. I agree. Sometimes it feels as if we have to say yes to everything, but like we don't, you know what I mean? And like I worked
Yeah.
on that and it's been hard because I always want to say yes because I feel bad that the person is gonna think of me in some different way or that they're not gonna, I don't know, they're gonna think I'm a bad person or something. But like I've realized that sometimes it's better to say no because you're able to spend more time with yourself and realize like what you actually want to do and what maybe you feel more forced to do. And by saying no, it makes people understand that you're not always gonna say yes. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's better to be that person because like they know that you want to focus on yourself too and you have busy things going on. And so sometimes I feel like people are too worried about what others think rather than just focusing on how like you can be better for yourself. Because like you were saying, nobody really cares as much as like everyone thinks. Sometimes like I would get like nervous to post something because of what someone else would say, but half the time like they probably don't even look at it, you know what I mean? And so it's honestly just like wasting our energy when we can be kind of worrying about something that actually matters. And I think that like when people actually spend their time doing what they love, then they become happier because they feel like everything is more worthwhile. Um, and so I'm really glad that I don't know, you said you were a little nervous and that you stepped outside of your comfort zone. And I think that that's what life's all about because if you just remain comfortable, then you're not gonna grow and stuff like that. So I'm really happy that you feel that way.
And that's so true, because like if you step out of your, if you don't step out of your comfort zone, you're gonna miss out on so much in life.
Mhm.
And like I don't want to look back and regret and like, oh, I should have done that, or
Yeah.
like, because maybe this, like, of course this was nervous, but then maybe if I go to another podcast, it's not going to be as scary, and you're going to grow and evolve, and in the end maybe you're like, I don't know, hosting a show or something, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's like, I think it's so good to like, you don't have to go from like step 1 to step 40, but like baby steps and stepping out of your comfort zone, and like what you said, like do what makes you happy. And like Also, like you said, the like on Instagram, like regarding the feed, like no one is gonna look at your feed and be like, or like analyze it not as much as you do. And with like pictures, you're like, okay, but maybe my hand looked weird. Like no one is gonna notice that. People are
Yeah,
gonna look like 1 second, comment or like, and then they're gonna scroll. They don't have time for that, or like they don't really care. So just like post the picture or the selfie.
exactly, and, like, no picture is ever gonna be, like, perfect, you know what I mean? Like, it might be
Yeah.
perfect to somebody else, but to you, you might see something that you're like, "Oh, well, I look weird," but nobody like,
Yeah.
and I think that, like, just letting go is makes everything so much better.
Yeah, I totally agree, totally agree.
And then finally, Olivia, what are some ways that, people can keep in touch with you, and your content?
So first of all, of course, on my Instagram, and then I started Pinterest, but I'm not really so good at it. I don't really know how to use it. I just use it to pin things, but I'm not very active. But definitely on Instagram, and I think that's the main. That's easiest because I've been really bad at like Facebook and stuff. Because there's mainly like school things, so I just keep out of it. But Instagram for sure.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy.